Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good afternoon, welcome to a bit of Vampyr. Today, I'm hoping that we're actually going to finish this game. It might take a bit of a concerted effort, but we shall see. My name is Dr. Robotnik. I'm today going to be treating bone idleness. We'll have to take a break later because I've got to do some vacuuming. A little bit of housework today. It's a nice change for me. Yes. I haven't really got much gaming news to talk about. So just to recap, we've turned against the Skal Club because they wanted me to embrace the millionaire there. I've given him respite from his fear of death. And that's about it, really. So now, oh yes, there's an attack on the hospital. We're probably going to have to go there. It might be a point of no return, I doubt it very much, but who knows? Honestly, fuck knows, I'm beyond caring, it's like the living dead in here. To quote one of our illustrious politicians from about 15 years ago, I think that was. That was a brilliant moment in British politics. Fuck knows, I'm beyond caring, it's like the living dead in here. That was on BBC as well.
Is it true you were dropped in rank? Tell me about it.
Yes, it is. I made a terrible mistake. I deserved it. Sometimes I think I should have resigned.
So why are you still working here?
Because I'm a damn fine copper. I just don't want to have someone innocent hung again by mistake because of me.
The death penalty is not an efficient deterrent. I sometimes think it pushes criminals to more violence, since they know they have nothing to lose.
I agree. I'm convinced all civilized nations should abolish the death penalty. Maybe after the war, once that bloodshed is over, the survivors will change that.
And that's unlocked another hint. Which is nice. For once, we've actually unlocked one of these.
Why do you think there shouldn't be a death penalty?
I believe no one should decide to take a man's life. Not a nation or a government.
Are you a pacifist, Inspector?
No, sir. But I believe in divine justice. Only God has the right to decide who will live and who must die.
I'm not a religious man, but that's sort of what
Do you investigate?
I have a missing woman.
Tell me about
She's a waitress.
Do you have...
No.
Okay, so
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I think the death penalty is woefully inefficient. When you consider like that 5% of people in the UK, at least in England, have been innocent, been found innocent after the death penalty has been applied. I think that was it. I think it was in the UK at least. That's a tragic number. That's a 1 in 20 chance. Are you willing to take that chance? You know? You know? I couldn't pull the lever knowing that, you know? Not that I could. Ah, here she is now. This young lady who I wants to talk to. She was
Good
hiding
evening, Miss Price. I'm Dr. Reid. Do you remember me?
Dr. Reid? Yes, of course. You are the doctor who healed me and my mum. Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Good to see you too, Carol. Are you all right?
Oh, yes. I did not hurt myself recently. I know how to take care of myself now. I'm almost a grown-up.
Mesmerize level's quite low as well for her. Yeah, if you want to know how high 5% is, play a game of D&D. Do quite a few skill checks. You will roll a 1. That 1 is your death. That's someone's end of life right there. Not to mention, well, the death penalty is actually really expensive. I didn't realise how expensive it was and how much of that could actually go to funding imprisoning someone. Well, what about the cost of the state? Well, I think the cost of the state is like negligible, especially if you're only imprisoning violent criminals, whatever. Which we do have a problem with here, is that when actually kind of locking people up for weed, even our current Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, actually wants to crack down on possession rather than actually legalising it, which I think would be a good idea, bringing so much money to the economy.
Why are you awake at night, Carol?
I am helping my mother in her shop. It's not easy, but I'm a grown-up now.
I'm sure your mother is grateful for your help.
I do the best I can. But I'm so clumsy sometimes. I drop things. I injure myself. It's a good thing my mother has the patience of an angel.
I like that the voice actor and the director have made. They're not so much of all like she's actually very fidgety. NPCs aren't normally this fidgety. Again, signs of nervousness and whatnot. Yeah, it's like clumsy people aren't like this. Perhaps a little bit neurotic maybe, but not, covering their arse like this.
Why is work not easy? Is something or someone bothering you?
Oh no, most people are gentle with me. But I'm so nervous sometimes. I pay no attention and hurt myself. Good thing my mum learned first aid.
Supposedly. Yeah.
What can you tell me of the people living nearby?
I don't speak to many people, except our customers. It's not easy to make friends. And with the epidemic, it's even more difficult.
What can you tell me about the epidemic?
Some of our regular customers have left London. Some others only send their housemaids now. Everybody fears the contagion. I've even seen men with weapons.
Have you no friends at all?
No. Mr. Nithercote used to pass by and was always nice to me.
Does he not come by anymore?
No. Mum said he was weird. Always reciting poetry about a girl he'd met in Whitechapel. I wonder who this camellia may be.
Do you enjoy working with your mother?
Oh yes, Doctor. My mother raised me alone after my father died. We've always lived together, and she has always watched over me.
Do you remember your father?
No, I was just a baby then. My mother always told me how strong and good he was.
So, before I ask this question, I just want to say now, the reason why, well, one of the many flaws of this dialogue system here is, like, if I ask this question, Carol's mother, Carolyn, would probably holler over and say, not on my watch, but you can't do that, because it's a two-person dialogue system. A third person can't interject, unlike other dialogue systems.
Do you ever think about getting married now you're a woman?
Oh no, Dr. Reid. Mum always says I'm still a child who has no idea how tough life can be. No husband would like a clumsy girl like me.
Is it true you often hurt yourself, Carol?
Yes, it's true. I try to behave, I really do. But one way or another, I always end up injured or wounded. I'm so stupid.
Why would you be stupid?
It's like I can't help getting under my mother's feet. That's how I end up being pushed, cut, or burned. You see, I'm a stupid girl, really.
When exactly do these accidents happen?
Ever since I was little. That's why I need to stay with Mum. I'm not capable of taking care of myself.
Goodbye, Carol. Good evening, Miss Price.
You know you can call me Carolyn, my dear doctor.
Carol's gratitude is exemplary. She seems determined never to leave you.
I'm taking care of my daughter as well as I can. It's not always easy, but she's the best gift life gave me.
But she'll probably leave you someday to live her own life. Will that be difficult for you?
Why would she leave? Children sometimes stay with their parents until the end, for they know no one else will love them as much.
Since we like psychological abuse there.
You are responsible for your daughter's many injuries and scars, Carolyn. You brutalize her, don't you?
How could I abuse my own flesh and blood? This is nonsense. It would be like hurting myself.
You really believe you've done nothing wrong, don't you? How long has this been going on for? I should have seen it when you were my patients.
Seen what? Child abuse? Are you mad, Dr. Reid? I dedicated my whole life to my precious Carol. She is a part of me.
Yes. Even her name is just a part of yours. This is a terrible tragedy. Something of an unknown disorder. My God. Abuse that comes from overwhelming love.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. How dare you say something like that? What kind of a monster do you think I am?
Sweetheart, when you've been watching these videos of Vampyr, I don't suppose you've been taking inspiration from Dr. Reid about my haircuts, have you? Because it looks like it. Because I've got a floppy top, like Dr. Reid, and shorter sides. It's alright. Dr. Reid is a very fashionable man.
Speak to me, Carolyn. Why do you behave like this? How does it make you feel to hurt Carol before cajoling her?
I don't know. It makes me feel good to take care of my daughter. I need to feel useful. No one ever takes care of me. I need someone to take care of me.
Do you realize Carol is a person? Not a toy. Not a doll. The poor girl would put her hand in a flame to please you. You are both trapped in this toxic relationship.
Carol and I are perfectly happy. Leave us be. How stupid I was to believe you could be a suitable husband.
I'm not judging you, Carolyn. I believe you're a victim too. I'm just trying to explain that you need medical help.
You will not separate me from my flesh and blood, Dr. Reid. We'd rather die.
So be it.
Poor me. Oh no, poor me. I'm dying. For real. No one will cry for me now.
Don't have time for people like that.
Good morning.
Good evening, young lady.
My mother always prefers when people simply call me Carol.
You need to understand you are in danger, Carol. Your mother is responsible for all your injuries.
That's a lie. She has always taken good care of me. She only gets irritated when I get under her feet. It's my fault. My mum loves me so much.
Yes, Carol. Your mother believes she loves you as much as you're convinced she loves you. But you are both trapped in a toxic relationship that puts you in danger.
What are you saying? That she lied to me all these years? That she wants me to be miserable? My mother has dedicated her life to my safety.
Your mother claims she cares for you, but you're just a vessel for her disease. I even suspect she doesn't see you as a person, but only as a part of herself.
Stop that. How dare you? There was no need for you to return from that stupid war if it's only to make us suffer.
You know what? You aren't gonna be able to live on your own. You can't escape that if you're not willing to. Then, of course, then again, I say this, like, I still criticise the depiction of mental health in this game. Again, it's just so easy, it's just having a talk. Just one single conversation. Oh, that buddy's gone quickly.
Mother, where are you? I can't see. I'm so afraid, Mother.
Okay.
It's locked.
I wonder what that small key was for. Cash register, maybe? There we go. Shit, that's nice.
It's locked, all right.
Don't get me wrong, look, these aren't my held beliefs that I would do, like... Excuse me, it's better to die than to suffer. No, nothing like that. It's just because I'm sick of the game. Well, I say I'm sick of the game, that's not entirely true.
To investigate them all, but they will not be forgotten.
But yeah. I'm not entirely sick of it either, I'm just like... I've kind of seen the best it has to offer, you know? And I ain't that impressed, you know? It's like, I'm impressed. Oh, am I in combat with something on the other side of the fence? The gate, rather. But can I go that way through to get to Whitechapel? Yeah, it's going to be faster, isn't it? All the way through the West End. Okay, let me get to the safe house as well, because I need to check something upstairs, I believe. Just down this one. I might actually go for a fully evil route to this, right? Oh no, I can't, can I? Because I've, I think I've actually spoiled the good news. Do we have another? Files. Oh, and... Like, where are my weapons at all? Like, saber. That's done. Shotgun. Phosphorus for that. Okay. Yeah. So. So I'm not overly bothered about the game and the outcomes at this point. I've enjoyed it, but it's like I'm just like, yeah. Like I've always said this. Look, games need editors. They need heavily, they need heavy editing because the amount of just tat there is. And here's the thing. Look, I don't mind paying more. I don't want longer games, I don't want shorter games, I want good games. And there's so many games that are just like, I'd be fine with this being 6 hours long, watching all this. I know a lot of people aren't, but here's the thing, I value my time so much more than I do other aspects of the game. Yeah. Especially if it's got a multiplayer combo, like Space Marine 2, I'm glad that game has a shorter campaign, so I'm told. Because I'm not there for the campaign, I'm there for the co-op and the PvP. Lord Oh. Ah, he's of the Skal. It's just the shadow stuff, okay. Might want to beat stick, I think. Imagine we're going to counter like maybe 3 different lords. So we've got like a lot of claws, a lot of shadows, a lot of blood. It's like, I don't need to play like games for 20 plus hours or whatever. It's like, no, I ain't got the time or the patience for it. I get about 2 hours of video game time in an evening at most. I'm then engaging in other hobbies. Like, here's the thing, the average game, I think this is something that a lot of people forget, that because, like, I used to believe the average gamer could spend about 40 hours a week in a game. No, it's not. It's 10 hours. Like, your average gamer, I think, is like a 30-year-old white guy who's a parent of 2 kids, is married or is otherwise in a relationship, and spends 10 hours a week playing video games. That's not a lot of time. And yet here we have these games that are just constantly unending. And yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just someone who likes to see... the entirety of the game in a short amount of time. If you want to add in a co-op and multiplayer mode, that's fine. You know, it's actually interesting how, like, I'm from the generation where, like, we were starting to see... Well, I was about 10, 12 years old, maybe about 14, when I was seeing, like, video games where they were shoehorning in all of the sort of co-op multiplayer stuff into single-player games. It's like, well, you've got to have it, right? Because it's, you know, that's what people want. They want Call of Duty. It's like, yeah, if they want Call of Duty, they just play Call of Duty, though. You know? So.
Good evening. Sure. Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Oh yeah, well, we've seen that one.
How do you fight? Goodbye.
I mean, his usefulness is rapidly diminishing.
There are so many people.
Oh, sure.
Good evening, Xiaoshu.
Wang Shanghao, Dr. Reid. It's good to see you again.
How do you feel?
I don't feel good, Dr. Reid. Not at all.
You should recover quickly.
Thank you, Doctor.
How is the sanitary situation?
My only relief is that my Matthew died before seeing the madness that approaches. I'm afraid we won't survive this trial, Dr. Reid.
What are you doing with your time, now that you're back in Whitechapel?
I've decided to help the poor and sick of the neighborhood by handing out medicine.
That's very charitable of you. But why do it at night?
I've noticed that the most desperate people tend to go out after dark. Hence my presence, to help them when I can.
Giving out medicine? How can you afford to do that?
I am a rich widow, Dr. Reid. My departed husband left me enough money to last the rest of my life. I can spend some on those who don't have any.
Why don't you move to a better neighborhood?
I thought about it, I confess. To go back to the same empty home every day still hurts me a lot.
Why stay here then?
I am a woman of habit, Dr. Reid. And for now, I am happier being useful in a familiar place than I would be anywhere else.
How do you feel now that you're back in Whitechapel?
I've decided to follow your advice, sir. I won't forget the dead, but my efforts will be for the living.
Do be careful. These streets can be as dangerous as that terrible place where we first met.
That's true. And maybe it's the best reason to help people around here.
I know I say this a lot, and I'll keep saying it until game devs stop doing it. What was the right answer there? Maybe it's big. I'd say maybe it's because I'm autistic. It's not. It's because the game wants me to guess what the developer's thinking, and they expect me to be a mind reader. Don't do this, game devs, please, for the love of God. All right, it's not obvious. Okay, it's guesswork, is what it is. And all this encourages people to do is use a guide. You want to have achievements for getting all the hints correct, for getting the most blood out of people, whatever. Yeah. Make it more obvious, or don't do it at all.
Do you still think about your departed husband?
Of course I do. I'll never forget my beloved Matthew, but how do I put it? Now I miss him more than I want him back.
I know what you mean. And I think it means you're getting better.
Maybe death will take me the way it took Matthew. Without warning and without mercy. But until then, I live on.
Goodbye for now.
You're a good person, so I'm not gonna kill you. But there are a few people here just to find their existences. So they shall empower me.
Are you from Ascalon?
Not how I deal with it. Okay, enough out of it. I don't just the bite skill. Because if you sneak up on people and then you bite them, you can practically kill them at one hit. I might actually end up going into that skill because yeah, just try and get that bit of extra damage because I'm feeding a lot anyway. I'm trying to. I like how the game just pulls the damage figures out. So it's like, oh yeah, that's the entirely appropriate amount of damage you should be taking. System. I know they massively out-level me, but even then it's like, anything that's like about 2-3 levels above is massively out-leveling you apparently. Because this is from the same school as World of Warcraft. With vanilla. On an unrelated note, I know I keep bashing this game, because it deserves it. I don't like cooldowns in games. Gothic handled this exceptionally well. In Gothic, when you cast a spell, you can cast that spell as many times as you want, as long as you've got the mana to do so. That's it. No cooldown, no abilities, anything like that. So you can have a horde of skeletons, you can have an army of skeletons, because there's no cooldown. Does it break the balance of the game? Fuck yeah, it does. It's a single player game. Explain to me why it shouldn't. Yeah, well that should not be allowed.
Well.
I guess we're seeing different levels now. Oh no, I thought we were actually going to get something interesting. Of the same shadow elements. Yippee-dee-dee. I mean, it's slightly less predictable than there being different disciplines, yeah, but what can you do? And of course it takes virtually no damage from abilities.
Show me how you defeat the Vampyr.
Not good enough yet.
What is this truck? Are the vampire hunters here already? The flower's dying. It needs water.
Do I rest up? Or do I not?
Those bastards. What have they done to Edgar?
There's no blood.
Looks like he's wounded.
Oh.
I better follow the blood.
Oh, before they do that, I'm raiding the place. Okay. Oh, an elevator. Not saying that they didn't exist at the time, of course. I think they did. Just quite. Oh, a boss arena. I see. On a rickety floor. How original.
Ultraviolet curtains and Ori calcium powder. Dr. Swansea's always been a resourceful bastard. I bet he never told you he had this installed in case of a vampire attack. Says a lot about how much he trusts you.
What have you done with Edgar?
Don't worry. We don't kill humans. Even if your friend is deserving of a little punishment for one.
What are you talking about?
We know everything. Swansea and you created this bloody epidemic. You aim to unleash another disaster, just like William Marshall did.
No! I'm trying to put an end to it! Just like you are!
You're its progeny, aren't you? Where is the monster hiding? It's still in England, isn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Jeffrey, please listen to me.
No tricks. That shit won't work on me. We've found proof in the theater. Doris Fletcher was your first experiment. Now where is Marshall? Speak! So much for modern technology. Time for the tried and true. Do you know what this is, Beast? This is a drop of King Arthur's blood. The blood of a true defender of Britain. Stronger than your evil powers.
Well, the Welsh chef do have something to say about that.
This is ridiculous. We're losing precious time.
True enough. Soon I'll bring your head before your coward of a father.
What pinned you down?
I know! It hurts, doesn't it?
I walked right into that one, didn't I? I think we'll be leveling up some things. I would like if there was armor in this game of some sort. It would, I think, make some sort of sense. That you can actually, rather than just keep increasing your health, that you're actually increasing your armor rating. So you're taking less damage to your health. Then again, a lot of games, well, most games, the vast majority of games, nearly all games, are terrible with the maths. Because they don't actually tell you how they work out the calculations for things. So hard biting. Now, I want to improve things. How many times have I unlocked? What more healing do? Ah! Blood barrier, that's good. Rage, why not? Ah, we can't. We got enough points. Oh, should have missed. I forgot what his resistances were. Well, let's put some more points to hard biting because I'm biting anyway. Anything to level up. Wonder if we can just starve him. In fact, he'd have actually just come down this way. Death of Aloysius Dawson. A highly respected resident of the city district passed away last night. Aloysius Dawson, co-founder of the head of Dawson and Dawson Company, at 71 years of age. It was no secret that Mr. Dawson's health has recently declined. The once joyful businessman had almost totally disappeared from social events since the tragic death of his twin brother. Influential man, Aloysius Dawson was also a great art collector and concerned philanthropist. Recently had campaigned for the audacious plan to save land over the Spanish flu by raising a quarantine wall to separate the districts and contain the epidemic. Only a few hours before his death, the magnate had given orders to cancel the construction of the wall. More surprisingly, large donations of money have been received by all major Atlantic hospitals, while equally important contributions have been made to smaller clinics and dispensaries. Does it mean Aloysius Dawson, a man known for his fortuitous and conservative opinions, was finally touched by race? Who can say? Only one thing is certain. All over the city, thanks to that man's late generosity, stocks of medical supplies have been replenished and the death toll has significantly been lowered in the last 24 hours. No doubt hundreds of grateful citizens will be at the St. Mary Churchyard to accompany the final journey of their benefactor, SLA. Well, that's interesting. I'm glad to hear that things are improving. Now I'm going to just have a look around for some rats and just see if there's anything we can feed on, because I want to get a bit of blood. There's an early start. Imagine they'll be down by the docks, won't they? I said there'll be plenty of rats down by the docks, won't there? Jesus, really? Alright then. What's a good idea? Oh, look. I doubt it. I doubt we'll kill him in this turn, but we'll see. Because I am just trying to rush it. And I'm not really in the right mindset, but this is the only chance I'm going to get to record.
Show some style. Fight like a man.
See, the hard biting thing is great if you're against like ordinary characters. If you're against like a boss, that'd be as good. Let's go. Not bad. But this might interest in a bit more.
Close your eyes! This is gonna hurt. Come on, Reid. Try something else.
It's like an engine or something. Do 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 do. Boom 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 boom. Do 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 do. Was that like Koala Kong's theme when I was on Pinstripe? I can't actually fucking dodge him. Like, what do I do here? He doesn't want to move, so it's gonna do shooting.
True light will cleanse you.
True light. True light, though, pal. So I have to get him in the melee, I think. Can't, because I'm stunned. I do like a good environmental hazard. They're all, because Crash Bandicoot games what they are. I guess there's going to be a second phase where the blood of King Arthur actually comes.
Why does simple light burn you so much?
Also, as well, he speaks with an Irish accent, and like, you know, he talks about being a true defender of Britain. It's like, well, this was the time when like the occupation of Ireland was being contested, if I were. King Arthur being a true defender of Britain. You wouldn't kill a Frenchman without a weapon, never mind an Englishman. You wouldn't kill an Englishman without a weapon, never mind a Frenchman. I'm sorry,
Try something else.
That's awful. Fighting these friends who press too late. I'm just gonna have to get this guy melee. Yes, he does more damage. But he's doing like 3 attacks at a time. Oh, he's resisting it, never mind.
Your poisonous bite is useless on me.
Yeah, I'm not against cheats if the game's gonna do that. Sorry, you've done too much damage in this turn. We're just gonna stop it. It's like people asking, like in D&D, like, you know, should bosses have phases? It's like, well, no. Because then, like, what if someone uses their really big cooldown on the boss? Oh, not cooldown, but they use a really big ability on the boss, and as it turns out, it's just doing nothing because it's,
Show some style. Fight like a man.
because you wanted to break it up and you want to break the boss's health bar in chunks. Don't work out. Don't try to make a lot of these video game mechanics work. They don't.
I know! It hurts, doesn't it? Freewind prevails!
I must admit, I do like the hand crossbow that they've got. Those are always fun. I like those, like you know, in Alien Resurrection, you ever seen that film? The guy's got like a gun up his sleeve. That's brilliant. It just like slides out. That's so cool.
I'll pin you down! True light will cleanse you!
Yeah, pal, I can't get you if you're just standing there. Nice. You can't take damage. Well, what's going on? Try and move you out.
Your poisonous bite is useless on me.
Like, it'd be one thing if there was a genuinely clever mechanic here, like to lure him out, because like just aggroing him isn't working.
I know. It hurts, doesn't it? Come on, Reid. Try something else. The blood of a true defender of this land will protect me.
There he goes again. I'm glad that he's not too resistant to this. Christ, takes a lot of hits. I have to wonder, like, what level am I meant to? Oh yes, resistance also. Resistance. That's handy, isn't it? That's really good.
Show some style. Fight like a man. But if you're so innocent, why does simple light burn you so much?
I have
Close your eyes!
Of course, at this time that might have been an explanation for allergies as well. Which damage is hard binding doing at the end. Not much on a boss higher level than me. In order to get.
If you're so innocent, why does simple light burn you so much?
Just to give him some more fucking lights.
We are the guardian of justice. Priwen shall prevail.
You can't accept the fact we're not enemies, can you?
We always have been, and we always will be. Of all the evils that threaten mankind, your kind are the worst.
I'm not saying we could be friends, you and I. But perhaps we could collaborate to put an end to this epidemic.
Never! We are Priwen. We do not negotiate. We do not compromise.
There is no way you'll ever let me be, McCullum. You'll always hunt me down, won't you?
There is no escape, Leech. Kill me now. For there is no way you can sway me to your ideals.
That's where you're mistaken.
What do you mean?
Sacrifice. That would explain the process.
I'll make you a vampire. I'll make you one of us.
No! Kill me!
Prepare yourself, Hunter. You're about to be hunted, just like me.
No! No!
When I kissed my poor man goodbye, I had no idea what I was doing. But now I do. Consider this my kiss of Judas. Welcome to the world through the looking glass.
In retrospect, I should have spared him. But it doesn't matter now. Let's start turning a few people. Because evidently the game is getting a lot more difficult. After a crash, you're looting people, the dead. These items are not being returned to the rightful owners. I'm going to use this as my justification to end your life.
So you were the proverbial wolf amongst the sheep, sir. I should have killed you for the sake of many.
You never talked about that, so... Okay, surgical saw. Oh, nice. So the surgical saw, I think, is actually one of the DLC weapons. But this one's legendary. So that's good.
Good evening.
Yeah, you're not telling me anything more.
I have to...
Let's see if your mother wants to say that. No. You're both useless. That's my justification for slaying you. Because I want the XP to be the game. I see Dr. Rakesh's
I die before my son. I die before my son. No. He needs me so much. So much.
Oh, don't worry, he's coming along.
Good... Your mother won't let you down, Mortimer. Don't you share her hope for a better future?
No. I don't.
Won't you even try?
Do you want me to promise you I'll get better? Do you want me to tell her the same thing? I could, but it would not change anything.
Well, if you don't want to try, then that's fine. Then you're of no use to me. In fact, you'll serve a better purpose in this life. There's my blood bank.
I don't feel the peace I was looking for. Mother, were you right all along?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Anything worth losing it? You two are happy enough together. I'll keep you two alive. Doris Fletcher. This way instead. Let's go this way. I think what's going on. Oh yeah, Pal World. In gaming news, Pal World is doing. Now I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. Oh wait. Yeah, that's fine. So, Pal World has basically been on Twitter saying that it doesn't matter. It's just a dollar for the guy. Still so damage. Hard biting's probably going to require a lot of points before he gets good. A Unless it's just in stealth. I don't think I can improve any stealth skills. Oh, nice! A nice big blob of enemies. Perfect for a shadow bomb. That's got to be worthy of achievement, surely. Yeah, I think you've got to be of equal level before you start seeing the effects of that. Hard biting. Yeah, focus on things relative to you rather than relative to your enemies. Heal thyself, physician. Yes, Palworld's been on Twitter saying that they're going to remain pie to play. And they're just going to keep things the way they are. And apparently a lot of people are like really mad at this. I don't know why. I think it's basically just because it's chronically online Pokemon fans. And I say this as a Pokemon fan as well, like yeah, fuck. I think anyone who actually plays Palworld, like I'm not a Palworld player by any means, but from what I understand of it, it's like it's more like Ark Survival Evolved than Pokemon. It's just basically it's Ark with a Pokemon skin, first and foremost. And even though that's like a surface level observation on my part, you know, Nintendo aren't mad about it as I previously thought they were. They can't do anything about it. They don't care. It's like, oh well. You know, copyright law in Japan is very different. That's why they're a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not seditious. Lord Sheffield, oh, pleasant place to meet you. After my council tax goes to you, you prick. How appropriate that Lord Sheffield's a fucking sucker. You're going for the wrong guy, pal. Especially your boss is not a vampire. Get there. Oh, I feel like those two to choose. Focus on me, are you there? I just want Sheffield's experience from it. Which apparently didn't amount to anything, even though I got the killing blow. It doesn't matter. Heal. Well done. What else is going on in gaming news? Oh yeah, an ex-Blizzard boss is on crack.
Good evening.
It's that. Yeah, so they're just doing that. It's like, okay, you really want to justify a $700 machine And like, oh yeah, CX will give you store credit. It'll also give you cash, but it's considerably less. It's like, yeah, no one's buying your fucking PS5 Pro. Especially when you've got to convince them to actually, you know, that you've actually got any games for it first. You know? Well, I'm not one of the... I suppose I am a bit of a PC gaming elitist in a way. I do think it's a superior platform to play on. But I'll also say that the costs are definitely not worth it. But here's the thing, like, the PS5 Pro is like... There's been articles coming out saying, oh yeah, by the way, based on the specs of the PS5 Pro, you're not going to be able to play this, that, and the other game at 4K at 60 FPS. Why? Why not? Seriously. And again, it's like this obsession with 60 FPS as well. It's
So
like,
Priwen never left Doris's theatre after they invaded. They must be holding Edgar here in their new headquarters.
It's just like, I can get better frame rates on other systems. For less money. It's like, well, I'm not a Luddite or anything like that, I'm just trying to understand. Because I'm playing this at 1080p. Alright, this video is probably being rendered at 720 or whatever. Like, it's fine. You know? It's like... And I'm playing it higher than 60 FPS, and it's so much better than if it was at 4K. Now, granted this game wasn't really made for 4K. I'm yet to be wowed by it, you know? I've seen other people on 4K screens, like, I'm just not getting it. 4 times the detail or whatever. I'm still struggling to get it, you know? You have to forgive me.
I cannot enter.
I'm just not really there. Maybe if I did actually have like 4K capability, because like I think when I with my partner, so you're like, yeah, I'm probably actually gonna get another PC anyway, because like this was just like proper great. So I'm like, I'll get another PC, and I'll go from there. Get another PC, probably get a 4K monitor, because I want it to be 4K 60 FPS capable, at minimum though. But really, what I'm really probably going to do is like play on a lower frame rate, 1440p, is that it? And like, so for the lower resolution at like 1440p, and then go to like 200 FPS or whatever. Can I not just leap down? Jesus, this fucking... Or does it want me to go through the front door? Oh my word, of course. Yes, I don't want to do that. Let's switch over. You know, there is something actually I will say. Back when we were facing off with whatever his name was, the hunter, I would like for there to have been an option to straight up kill him. Because like defending him was probably not very responsible of me. But sparing him? Yeah, why can't I just kill him? We couldn't collaborate, so it's like, well, can't I not just kill him instead? Then he doesn't have to show up again and he's not a threat either way. I'll call him, that's his name. Let's report. 11:06:18. We just finished raiding Doris Fletcher's journal. As painful and dreadful as it was, My God, the woman planned to see everyone in London afflicted by infecting all those who would come to her the next play. It helped me understand greatly what is going on in Doris Fletcher's real Doris Fletcher's real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of some Harriet Jones. Gertrude had been as a patient for a long time at the Pembroke Hospital. She clearly hated her mother, but we used her fame and notoriety to see her while visiting the poor and the sick in the East End. I don't exactly know what happened then, but this is how her mother infected. This is how her mother infected her before returning to the theatre. Now she turned into that monstrosity known as the Leech. The Leech known as Jonathan Reid finally defeated. Let's talk to Jonathan Reid. The presence of that vampire in the same hospital where Harriet Jones was treated can't be a coincidence. I am convinced that he is deeply involved with the vampire plague going on in London right now. I'm also convinced that Swansea is his accomplice. Those two are planning something more terrifying than anything as the guard has ever faced. Maybe I should take some time to read the old books and manuscripts the guard still possesses to get some answers. It may prove useful in the meantime. I'd better send some patrols to investigate what is occurring at the Pembroke Hospital. 1808-18. It took me 2 days to parse through the dusty registers and books that we had in the vault. We keep in the vault. God, I hate losing time like this. The search did prove real for once. I found 2 pages that could be related to our present situation and a copy of William Marshall's memoirs. I took them with me to read more carefully. This creature Marshall says he fought in 1666. This disaster that aimed to destroy London. It is very similar to what happened with Doris Fletcher. Disease, infection, hate of the living, a desire to see the city ransacked. I have no doubt that the bloody old leech of William Marshall is behind all this. And he is back. This could be our greatest accomplishment. If the guard could at least find and destroy that little bastard. I believe what Marshall did in 1666 is exactly what Reid is trying to do. If the creature that is disaster escaped their will. Is it why Marshall destroyed him in 1666? And Reid did the same with Doris Fletcher before she became such a creature? I don't know. But those two are clearly working together. And Swansea is helping them. Oh, I didn't pause the game, but okay. But those two are clearly working together. And Swansea is helping them. I will immediately give orders to have him arrested and interrogated. As for Reid, I'll destroy that evil beast myself. And then we'll deal with William Marshall and this disaster thing. Brywin will prevail once more.
Doris Fletcher was about to become a disaster. I'm getting close to having all the evidence.
Chris, I need to be that critical of work. Jesus. Watch this.
It's locked, all right.
Of course it is. Because it just couldn't be that simple, could it? You haven't fired his weapon yet.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
In notes. Until further notice, this safe will be used to store sensitive evidence. Storage be locked. If you need access, just find me on the floor. Last floor to get the key. Let her remember to bring it back to me when you're done.
I should find the key to that box.
Vampire Night. William Marshall. Forget the legend about the man. The one most of you never heard of, you lazy bastards. Forget the empty tomb of the temple church. Forget the death of those amongst us who tried to locate him. We, the guard, know that he is still hiding somewhere. That's the only fact we must keep in mind. Another small detail we need to keep in mind. This little fucker is clever. I hate the word fucker. It's so bad. It's just like... Yeah, it's just one of those curse words that just doesn't ring right. It's like... It's so low on the rank of swear words. This little fuck is clever. How many times we thought that we had cornered him, to finally only find old dust and cobwebs. Marshall has been a vampire for 1,000 years. A match until we change our plans concerning his hunt. So here are a few questions for you, you lazy bastards, and I want them all answered before speaking of another great hunt to pin the leech down. Who helped him escape his den under Temple Church? We know now for a fact that the private contractor was paid to move a large coffin from the church a few years ago that was investigating the tomb. What exactly did the traitors of the Brotherhood of St. Paul discuss with Marshall when they meet in 1785 in London? The report of this meeting has been burnt. Witnesses remain of a request made by Marshall to access a specific book in their library. Why does this monstrosity known as Lady Blackwood seem linked to Marshall? Exchanged letters. She went to London to meet him in 1786, according to the Brotherhood's spies. She tried to discreetly buy his castle in Wales in 1793, before fleeing when spotted by our fearless mentor Kendall Stone. Is the pattern here? What happened during those few years? Why such agitation and activity? Answer these questions, my brothers, and you will find a path to the most eminent foe, William Marshall, oldest vampire in New England, to survive our righteous wrath. From Know Your Enemies by Carl Eldridge, Roman leader. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of lore left to find. And I think if we find all 5 lore entries, we will get access to something. We will get access to a sword at the end of this quest, but we shall see. William Marshall's memoirs. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's still finally agreed to meet me in London. They proposed to meet inside the new Cathedral of St. Paul. I like the wit and solemnity of these men. What a symbol. To choose the place where I defeated this disaster, but also the place where I fell. I agreed to the proposition. There, in the sacred silence of the church and under the eye of God, they respectfully listened to me. They acknowledged my victory against this evil creature, the Astro, the eater of stars, who only wished to spread death and pestilence all around her. Since the desire to stop the blood, since they acknowledged my will to save London in 1666, they heard my request. A burning desire to stop the blood of hate. Their primate promised to bring me back to me with an answer. Primate of St. Paul read back to me with just a name. The Tear of Angels. According to him, this ancient artifact could heal anything. Cleanse any blackened soul and purify my blood. Blessed be the Lord. It took me another 100 years to find a cure for the blood of hate. But I may finally have found it. Soon the rage shall end. Soon I may repair the wrong I did, and cleanse my failures. Now all I need to do is retrieve the necessary ingredients to create the artifact. Blood of the purest heart mixed with the blood of the king. To find such rare ingredients is not what worries me the most. My time is on my side. It's the last part that worries me. Pure essence of garlic. Right, it literally hurt like hell when I drink the antidote. If that's the price to pay to cleanse my soul and correct my mistakes, I am ready to endure this excruciating pain.
Blood of a pure heart, garlic, blood of...
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that one there as well.
The king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I had better keep that in mind.
Right. I'm going to go all the way to the top and see. If we can get this evidence full. Whatever it is. I know we're nearing the end of the game now, so hopefully we'll get this done today. I want to play some Space Buddy.
I have it. I can now open the box.
Box. It is not hands that call us, but desires. Hell is exactly what's going on. Yeah. The Space Marine 2, I've learned that in order to unlock the multiplayer, you have to do like the first mission after the prologue, which isn't great to be honest. Like I understand it has like a narrative reason. I still don't like that aspect of it, to be honest. Yeah, but what can you do? But yeah, so I'm looking forward to making my own Space Marine, doing the co-op.
I really don't know if I should read this.
Right, okay. So I'm not going to read it. The reason is because it's part of the quest. Or should Taltriet ask that you do not read it.
Edgar. Edgar, can you hear me?
Jonathan, is it really you?
Easy. Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar.
If you had a punctured lung, would you actually sound like that? I don't know.
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
I like his voice actor,
Jeffrey
but I don't like
McCollum
the voice
ambushed
acting.
me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skal epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open. What became of him?
I put him in a somewhat delicate position when I made him an immortal.
Really? You sure that was the wisest course of action?
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured me to make me confess the same nonsense.
I think you're hiding something, Edgar.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Jonathan, I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
What can you tell me about William Marshall?
Not much. History paints the story he was the greatest knight who ever lived. Amongst the immortals, he had a yet greater legend.
Why is the Guard of Priwen so obsessed with him?
He was the only ancient vampire to escape the first great hunt launched by the Guard of Priwen in 1854. They believe he's an evil creature plotting his return.
Why would he deserve such a reputation?
I cannot say. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has next to no intelligence on him. All I know is that he's supposed to be the oldest of all the British vampires.
Why would the Guard of Priwen believe you and I created the vampire epidemic?
Maybe due to our profession? Because I offered you shelter in my hospital.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan. Nothing at all.
Do you remember when we suspected Sean Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Just 1 second, I just need to check something. I definitely don't have D&D on today, do I? That's the worst feeling in the world, isn't it? I would let the game continue recording, but unfortunately it pauses every time I tab out. In the meantime, let's talk about... There's not a whole lot to talk about, really. Yeah, Space Marine 2, of what's playing. Yes. Right. There you go. Everything's alright, yeah. Okay.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same symptoms: blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What does this sad story have to do with us?
Come on, Edgar. Don't you see the pattern here? The epidemic, the link between Doris and Harriet, the suspicion of McCullum?
How could I? I never saw Harriet Jones again after she fled the hospital.
Do you know where we are? Doris Fletcher's theater. This is where that hateful creature plotted to spread the epidemic across London.
I only briefly met Miss Fletcher once when she visited the Pembroke Hospital. You say it was to see her mother. She seemed like such a sweet and graceful woman.
My point exactly. The disease turned her into a bitter soul, driven by vengeance just like her mother. A symptom of all the infected patients.
Certain diseases are known to produce similar effects. Rabies, for example. And rabies is not the devil at work.
Is there a point to having these many dialogue trees going over this? Like, is this like to recap the previous video or something? Like, focus, I'm honoured, but you don't need to do this. Or don't not, I should say.
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
How dare you judge me? Must I name the alarming list of your victims?
We are both deceivers. But at least I know I'm a monster.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
No, Edgar, you are not going to die. Unless you want to.
What do you mean?
I can save you, Edgar. I can turn your broken body into one like mine.
You truly would? After all I've done, after all that's been said, you would offer me this gift?
I have no way of knowing which punishment would be worse, Edgar. But it is not for me to decide. So?
Oh, please, Jonathan, please. I beg you. This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've always searched for.
Very well, then. Prepare to die and be reborn. To face an eternity of guilt.
I'm ready. Oh, indeed, I am ready.
Enough!
That guy's really getting up in his grill now. That's good. I will give the props the animations, the props to the animators there. When they get into someone's face, they do it really well in this game. It's like that nervousness. Yeah. Rectify the disaster. He's always wanted to be a vampire. Interestingly enough, he's never actually been open to it. He's always resisted it. So this is a bit of a sudden turn. I'd take Lady Ashbury's upstairs.
Lord, give us strength. Remember your vows, friends.
Doors. I don't know where it's trying to tell me to go. It's not someone to use the door. Is it? Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is, actually. Yes, if you just completely ignore the fucking minimap. Yeah, we're coming up to the end, thank goodness.
Return at a more convenient
if I can get this finished in this video.
So Harriet Jones became the original carrier when Edgar gave her vampire blood. I must tell Elizabeth.
So you've had all this meta plot, and then this is the start of the episode. It's one doctor who's gave one patient a bit of vampire blood, and that was it. That's the I forgot originally what happened. That's like what caused the epidemic, so... Okay. Let's go with it, we ain't got long now. A few hours left. I would like to play the game that Don't Nod made after this, but we'll see how that goes. But I ain't gonna lie, if it's as good as this, it Yeah, that bite. Just level 34 character. Stunned. I prefer to actually just get more blood absorption from a bite, to be honest. Yes, I think sadly this might be another one of those games that's a better novel or TV series than a video game. I'm just not fully into it.
It's locked, all right.
I'd like to be. Like, for all my negativity, I would actually like to really get into this game, but it's like, there's only so much patience I have for it.
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan? What is it, my dear?
Don't put your
I'm afraid
like
it's
that,
bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
Of a sort. His injuries were mortal. I had no choice but to make him one of us. To save him. Or to punish him.
To punish him? I fail to understand. And what is the source of this cold tone in your voice?
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skal epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
Edgar gave no heed to ethics. His theory could have been proven to be correct, but he abused the confidence of his patients to test it.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected.
Can't move
how
the
she
camera,
became an Icor. She secretly visited her mother.
I do like how Lady Ashbury's actually
We have no choice.
Genuinely.
We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What?
This is a better use of the camera, so that's good.
No. No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth, are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your enemy.
Wait! No! Elizabeth!
I know that feeling. We spilled my goddamn paint again. I know nothing but wrath and pain. But God bless United States. Is moving on its way to liberate my Illinois and Agrax of the shade. I spilled my goddamn paint again.
Now would be a good time to blend the recipe Marshall used when he fought the disaster. I think I know where to find what I...
Let's go this way first.
Stop right now! Steady, boys! We got one of them! Stop! Bonfire!
I paid for a quid for 15 mil of agros. Imperial fist, yellow really makes me wanna go. Why put up with this? No. I should know the lyrics given I wrote. So I wrote a song called I Spent My God on Paint Again. Knocked away out of the way without stunned. At least now I can see the health bars a bit.
Steady, boys! We got one of them here!
Somehow you're still on this stim points. You're sort of stim.
Burn him! That's what you do. God walks with me!
Yeah. I don't get resisted. I think I was playing a game recently. It's really expensive. I played something recently where it's like resisted as well. I'm like, just for that. Really? I don't like when the game just decides, oh yeah, you can't actually do anymore. It's one thing I like about a lot of Dark Souls stuff is that you can still attack the boss while it's doing its thing, but if it's charging up, you probably want to move out of the way. You know, actually, just can't be honest. I've got it like that. Yeah, it's the thing. Like, there's no point in me really fighting the enemies because like they don't actually offer me anything.
Look at it.
We're at the point in the game now where I can't sprint. Oh no, I can. Oh no! Not the T-pose of doom. Yeah, it's like I don't get enough XP. It's like in Dishonored, you know. If you kill more people, you get more people to
there
kill.
May be a substitute in
and that's really cool.
Drug storage.
That works. That system works. If you start killing people in Vampire, you get more people to kill, but you don't get enough XP to really level up. It's not worth it. So, it is generally better to just keep people alive where you can. Obviously, I'm feeling people because I want to take the boss fights. So when I first played, I tried to do as close to a passive mission as I could, and I balls dealt because of whatever reasons. I don't think I could actually save certain people because I didn't have the experience points. The reason why I didn't have the experience points is because, actually, you don't get enough experience points for doing anything else in the game. Killing people. Innocent people especially. Which I suppose, like, to be honest, like, if it was somehow like some sort of commentary on like how, like, oh, you have to do all these things to not be a monster, great. But can I have an option? That's what it means. So, if you're going to do the commentary, I don't really want to pay 40 quid to talk you know? If you want to do a commentary on a monster, on being a monster, but of course, it's a gameplay, I don't really want to be paying for that. You know, it's like with Spec Ops: The Line. Spoilers for that game, by the way. It's only really known for one thing, and that's the one cool moment of the game. I say cool; it's not really meant to be cool as such. It's the one memorable moment of the game. basically, the idea is like basically the only winning move is to not play. You could have just followed your orders. You just followed your orders and stayed with it. But you know, isn't it? You had to get involved in something, and without any communication, you basically just abandoned it all. I'm fine for enough, but again, I don't want to pay 40 quid to be told the only winning move is to not play. But that's unacceptable. It's like Apocalypse Now is an entertaining film, and again, that's the sort of point of Apocalypse Now. Is like, you know, don't bother. And even then, it's like, but no, because that itself is based on Joseph Conrad's Conrad Diaries. Hard Diaries. I read it. It's quite a good book. So, yeah, but other adaptations since have sort of been missing the point. And like when you try to do it in a video game where it's a lot more interactive, it's like, because I don't like for example, like in, let's see what I do it. I haven't said it in ages, I should say. So I don't know if like the main protagonist dies or whatever, but I don't mind the main protagonist dying, or a player character dying at the end. It's when it's just cheap. Or whatever. So like in the many endings of Spec Ops: The Line, it's like, yeah, that was just cheap. You know what? Look, guys, need to go first. Because they're doing the most damage. Yeah, big guy is doing a lot of stunning and whatnot, damage control, but I'll deal with him later. He's not actually stopping me from killing them. He's slowing me down. But yeah, this guy's on his own, I'll deal with him. Dead. Throw a bomb out there. Got some blood. Ah, gravity's damage. Shit. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, taking out the smaller guys is much more efficient because then they're doing less damage in total. Yeah, I don't like playing games where it's like, I don't mind playing games and being the bad guy. I don't like playing a game where it's like the best thing you could have done for these people in this game was to not pick up the game. It's like, I think that's absolutely possible. That doesn't do anything. It might have been clever once, like you know, like on the SCP forums, like one of the early SCPs is like everything is redacted. Like SCP so and so is a redacted, which has redacted redacteds. It feeds on redacted. It must be called redacted. It's like you have to have that. Someone's got to do it because, well, someone is going to do it. It's best to just have one game do that. It's best to have one SCP entry that does that. And at the end of it. Problem is that like and that's the same with video games. It's like, okay, Spec Ops: The Line has done that. No other video game is required to do that. If your video game does that, don't bother. Okay, Spec Ops: The Line did it once. That once is enough. Oh dear. Yeah, cornered. Shit. Just how many fucking guys are down there? I can't just concentrate all the damage either. It's like, there's just gonna be loads of people coming in. You just draw aggro anyway, so. I don't know a whole lot I can really do. It's a good job there's no failure state, otherwise that might make things just... Mind you, I am woefully underleveled. The thing is that what I've noticed here as well is, like, it doesn't matter how underleveled I am.
No rest for the wicked.
Because at the end of the day, like, at higher levels you're more powerful anyway, even if you are underleveled, so you'll still have better luck. Ironically though, actually, I'm getting my ass kicked in this one segment of the game. It's standard mobs. Like, I've died multiple times in the boss fights, I don't mind. I mean, that's not a problem. In fact, you know, there's recorded evidence for that. Yeah, here. My god. There's a lot of aggravated damage. You've got the gas attacks, you've got the fire. Based weapon. Very little damage really, especially when you've got one guy stunning you. Front so and I'm cornered and I can't see shit because the camera's blank. I'm just over to heal what's up constantly. Hallelujah. Okay, I need to frenzy. Oh, fucking. Really? Really? There ain't really much more I can actually level up into. There wouldn't be much point in putting any points into anything, because it's just going to cost more anyway.
Watch yourselves! Here's one of them!
I know, my usual tactics of just bomb rushing don't work, but since when has that stopped me? Jesus, my weapons do fuck all damage. They're really bad. Yeah. I'm doing fuck all. I need to level up. It's not working. But I don't really want to... No, I'm going to press on because I don't want to just... I don't want to play the game any longer. So I want to push through this. I'm just wondering if I can actually just get this stuff. Let's do a rush. Let's see if we can rush through this. Can we actually pick up the insulin? Is there a way to interact with the insulin without having to fight? Is it on one of these guys or what? Gas attacker was going into this. Oh my god, there's a lot of this picture in there. Ah, it's the gas grenade. Fucking hell, yes, I get it. Oh Jesus. Xbox One on that. Okay, so there are a lot more guys out there than I was anticipating. So, I think one of them actually does have the insulin on them, and I can't pick it up until they're all dead. No payback, it sounds like you do. It's just isn't fun. This is one of those games that just doesn't need a lot. it's like I kind of get where they're going with it. I think they've just got about to completely bash it. There is absolutely no way of enjoying this game as it is intended. Like there's like if the intention is you're meant to be disempowered by being a guy, I would say it fails. I'd say it fails at that. Or ordinarily, I would say it succeeds at that because it does. It makes it makes you feel like you have to do bad things to end up ultimately being a good person. But no, it still gets the message wrong. And ultimately, it fails at just a fun game at that point. You know? Like the most, the fun I had with this game was. The fun I had with this game originally was like actually going around seeing the patients and doing the mysteries. That was fine. If you replaced the vampires with Sherlock Holmes, generally have a good time with it. Now, what's more? Hard biting isn't doing really well. It's doing the equivalent of like my beatings. Oh, nice. Pistol out. So I do 250 damage there, but each whack of this doing 220. And I've got melee weapons that can do more than that. I've got 200 weapons that can do more than that. That's what should I say. It's basically just amounted to one attack. Yeah, I don't know if hard biting was more powerful before any nerfs came into place. I know they have patched the game. So it's some glitches, but it's like the level up system's just atrocious. I know what they're going for, but it just doesn't work. Sorry, just on the top of the idea. Especially when like just enemy damage is completely out of it. Enemy leveling is out of control. And it's also like a thing of like once you've sort of like got the enemy patterns down pat, you don't really need to do much more. You know how to beat a Skal. You know when to jump out of the way. You know that you recognise the animations so easily. Then how can you do so much? Because I like that's not a mark on the game. That's not a positive for the game. That's not a pro, a performer. That's a contra indeed. The fact that I'm just trying to bum rush the game is not a good sign for it at all. It is not a positive mark upon it. Positive tick. Yeah. And look, honestly, if I will say this: if you actually made it this far, and like my negativity is getting down, like please just don't bother watching. Don't waste your time. Seriously, more than anything, don't waste your time. You don't need to tell me what you feel about the game. Just carry on with your life. Seriously, like I'm not saying this to be facetious. I'm dead serious.
It's locked.
You know, do enjoy your time on this earth because it is limited. You definitely should not be wasting it playing Vampire if you don't want to, or worse still, watching me playing Vampire. It ain't worth it, you know. It just isn't worth it to get upset about it or type out any comments about my opinions on it. Enjoy your time as best you can. Ultimately, like you can enjoy it. There are flaws. It's a very flawed game. And it's like the novelty of it, I think, more than the first time I played it. If it's your first time playing it, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Maybe not now that you've kind of seen it. If you're watching this and like you haven't played Vampyr yet, you might get something out of it. You might want to see how your choices take you down different paths. That's great. Go for it. Yeah. But anything I could write about, like, cleverly tempts you towards evil and whatnot is like. I'm not gonna lie, it's like. Shit, I don't miss a stun. Worst muscle time. Oh no, that's not going to do much damage with that stun. It's just like, it's just so unpredictable, that's the problem. Like, the only thing you can predict about high levels is it's going to kick your ass. Just look how long this is taking to do. Like, seriously, like this ain't fun. I wanted to go. I was doing 150 damage back over. So it clearly has a case of higher armor or health. But yeah, I'm just. I know, good times. Like Marshall on Mars. The antidote. It's just like the way it does it, the whole idea of like, oh, if you want to be a good person, then you have to grind XP for ages, and no, it doesn't work. Or it does work. It's just it's woefully done. Like, you are not getting more XP per enemy. The cost of upgrades is going up. It's like, I'm fighting stronger things. Surely I should be getting more XP. No. I spent too much time in this game trying to do a passive refresh through, and it didn't work. Yeah, so I ain't very happy about that, I ain't gonna lie. If the insulin's upstairs, I ain't got shit. Oh, hello! See, the just respawn again. That's nice, isn't it? The insulin is downstairs again, I'm not gonna this place. Like, my weapon is like the highest upgrade it's gonna get, and it's still taking an age. I haven't got enough stamina to kill this guy in one go or whatever. Like, the mixed tactics here of like, oh, you gotta stun, then you gotta bite, and then you gotta do the magic and all this stuff. No, I know, just... It's like, for Christ's sake, Vampire the Masquerade had this figured out. Yeah, it was figured out on the tabletop ages ago. You know? Doesn't need, like, combat doesn't need to be a dance. It's like, here's the thing, there's nothing by leveling up I can do to increase my damage. So boss fights are just gonna take a fucking age anyway. You know, in Dark Souls, the damage you do isn't low. You're not weak. You're very strong. It's just the enemies are stronger. Here, I do not feel strong. You know? Like that fight with the Asylum Demon is amazing. Because you feel powerful. You see the amount of damage you're doing to its health bar. It's amazing. You take on like whenever the Caco Demon, Caco Demon takes off chunks, like it ends up killing you inevitably. Yeah. But you see how much health you do to it. You see how close you are to killing it. It's like it's amazing. It's amazing. Knowing that you're just a little bit away. And you know deep down, look, getting the damage you're doing. You're doing enough damage. You don't need to level up any further. What you need to do is you need to get your shit together. Yeah. And that's an amazing feeling. I don't get that in Vampire though. In Vampire it's like, no, I look at my weapon and I'm like, this fight is taking too fucking long because... my weapon is at its highest level and that's it's not enough for my weapon to be anything. Let's get rid of this account, that's good.
We cannot be defeated. Back to the shadow.
Now, granted, I am using like a single. I'm sort of like sticking with one of the 100 ones. 200 ones, I'm just not going to use. You know what? I will actually accept the criticism there. I will accept the flat out. You're not using weapons. You're not going to use them. Then you take the consequences. That is suffering consequences. Even then, it's like in Dark Souls, I never really felt like just one-handed weapons were always bad. In fact, yeah, like other games like The Surge, Lord of the Fallen, it's never really felt bad as such. It's just that two-handed was better. That's a line, Lord of the Fallen, cheesed it. Absolutely cheesed it. Infinite healing. I can heal damage faster than enemies can kill me. I'll take it. I had to do that, I was desperate. Insulin! Come on, because I need a piss.
There it is. Insulin. Much more efficient than garlic against blood poisoning and sepsis, and much less dangerous for me. Thank you, Dr. Polescu.
Oh, I never knew that. That's cool, though. Yeah. You mentioned sepsis there. Like, my dad suffered sepsis. They had, like, septic shock twice. Not good. But, like, the first time, he didn't even know I had it, and, like, he didn't want to call an ambulance. Because, like, he just said, like... Because I was trying to hold him back into bed, and, like, he couldn't move. He fell out of bed, I was like, I'm trying to help you. So, ready, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I tried to lift him. Wouldn't move. We didn't know it was sepsis at the time. But yeah, it's no joke. It's no joke. I mean, God knows what would happen if I went down to the pharmacist to take a prescription instead of actually seeing to him. coming home early just to see where he was. No, he was. He wasn't feeling great. No, it's sepsis. It's a nightmare. Seriously, if anyone in your family is ever if you or a loved one or anyone you know ever suffers septic shock, deal with it immediately. There's no time to waste. I was very lucky. Moving it. I don't know. We're very lucky to have encountered it as early as we did. If you aren't familiar with sepsis, of course, because a lot of people say, just watch out for sepsis. Sepsis is like, imagine it's like a flu. If you've had flu, like really bad flu. I've not had it myself, fortunately, no. But it's like really bad flu where you can't move. You literally don't have the power to move. You're in a state of delirium. You have a fever. Like loss of cognitive ability. Like you can't think straight. It's just you just totally shut down. And it's like an infection that's spreading all through your body. It's horrible, absolutely horrible. Fortunately, it can be treated, but it has high mortality rates. It's very high mortality rates if you don't deal with it. But it can be treated. Like as soon as you get some penicillin, that's it. It's like you just feel so much better. But yeah, deal with sepsis if you can. It's very, very dangerous. Where, pray tell, is Dr. Swansea? Is he upstairs, I wonder? But yeah, you can deal with it because it's nasty. It's very nasty. Yeah, it's not good. It's basically an infection of the blood. I think it was my dad's gallbladder. Something that happened to his gallbladder that wasn't nice.
It's locked, all right.
And that's, yeah. It goes into blood and that's it. It's bad. It's very, very bad. Yeah, don't let it happen to you. So I'm glad he sort of mentioned it there, because I was a chance to talk about it. I take it very seriously. I do. I have to. But yes. At least that's taken the sort of choleric mood out of my criticisms of Vampyr. So Dr. Swansea is not available for these extra dialogue options, it appears. So where to next? The West End. Or this way. I imagine it's going to be about... you know what, I need to have a look at it. I have to have a look because I need the I just can't go on fighting enemies with this level of health. Spear, something will. I'm level 31 at least, so that's alright. About accidental deaths. The inhabitants of London live in fear of physicians, delayed interventions, barefaced favoritism, and strange experimental treatments. The scarcity of professionalism is crystallized in Pembroke Hospital, Whitechapel, where deontology was discharged a long time ago. The Pembroke administration hides behind a facade of dedication or rectitude, are aware of their deceit. This temple devoted to dread you'll have to pay to get to bed. You'll catch illnesses you never knew existed. Your corpse will be relieved of its possessions in the morgue. Yeah, patients die overnight of wounds they never bore on arrival, and they call them accidents. He briefly interviewed Dr. Swansea, head of administration, declaimed a pedantic timor mortis converted to me. Fear of death compounds me, before forcing us out of the establishment. Prose and Latin will not be enough to keep us away from their morbidity. Volunteers are welcome to join me tomorrow in front of the hospital to demand clear facts about the state of the medical institution. Come in numbers. EW. That's all. So, how are we doing this? No, that's right, okay. I should put the right one. What else is going on? Yeah, I'm trying to think of other things that are going on. It's not really much.
Stupid beast!
Interesting fighting.
It's a leech! Kill it! Crush the leech, boys! There's one of them vermin!
Oh. We're doing this, are we? Resident Evil had this covered 30 years before this game was made. Yeah, we can't pursue it all because the enemies near them. I don't want to talk about gaming news, but I have seen Beetlejuice 2, or Beetlejuice, which is the brilliant naming of I did enjoy it. Unfortunately, like, I had to go for a loo break, and it's like I probably missed one of the best parts of the film. Because it's kind of like, when I got back, I was only gone for like a couple of minutes at most, and I was like, about 5 minutes, it's like, it just feels like in that 5 minutes I missed so much
blood of King Arthur. Then I may have found another vital ingredient for my recipe.
Best stay back, sir.
Because, like, I just feel like I just wish there was more of the film. Not necessarily at runtime as such. I just wish, like, we got the middle bits sooner. And the like getting to the end kind of feels rushed as well. I can't remember what it was I saw before, but it was like, I've noticed in a lot of like these sequels, like films that come out ages ago, I kind of like they do this, where it's like they don't really actually have any ideas, so they're trying to pad out the bit you've been looking forward. They're trying to pad out the bits until you get to the part you've been waiting for. It's like, yeah, I don't care about all these establishing shots and all this sort of stuff. I really just want to get to the part where they say, well, just I don't know. Then again, I haven't seen the first film in a very long time, so who knows? Yeah, it's just like there's some parts of it that made me laugh out loud, and it is funny. It is a funny film. It's great, and they set up like room for like, probably about at least 2 sequels. And I hope they do. And I hope, but the thing is, I fear that if we actually do end up with like a sequel, I've got a feeling like Michael Keaton as playing Beetlejuice will not be the main part of it. I think he'll be there as like a, how do I put it? Like, you know, in like some TV series, like one of the main characters sees less and less screen time, and eventually it's like they're only there for a couple of episodes. Kind of like Giles in Buffy in a way. Sometimes just like that. It's like it sort of feels like in a way where it's like they're being pushed to one side. And that's how I felt about Michael Keaton in this. He wasn't there for much of the film. And it's a shame because he's really good. He was great at as Beetlejuice. But my God. Yeah, so it's like there's just so much leading up to it. It's like it wasn't worth it to wait that long in a way. It was, but like I just wish there was more of it, and it's like I don't think there was enough. Right, well, let McCullum have the XP. Let them suffer up. So yeah, some people just, I liked it. I thought it was cool. This one, yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I'll probably do McCullum. Yeah, I should actually do other stuff as well. And then, because this ain't gonna. Oh Jesus, is this just a repeat of the boss fight?
Good evening, Vampire Hunter.
Are you here to mock me, Reid?
Not at all, McCullum. I am here because I need you.
Really? I'm intrigued. Speak up, then.
I need the blood of a king. The blood of Arthur. I'm certain you possess it, and I must have it.
The Guard's most sacred and precious relic. Why would you... You found Marshall's memoirs. I should have destroyed that book.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCullum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want to, but I must know more. What precisely are your plans?
A creature called a disaster is about to be unleashed. It falls upon me, as once it did Marshall, to stop it before the whole country is ravaged.
I should have destroyed that book. And yet, I wish I could join this battle alongside you. But this crusade is not mine to fight.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies. Maybe that is so. Take it then. I see no other hope for this city. If this is some trick, you will be damned, Dr. Reid.
Thank you. Can we speak more?
Indeed. Why not?
Why are you here?
The man who raised me after the brutal murder of my parents. He's buried here.
Were both your parents killed by vampires?
Yes. And yet worse. My father returned to Dublin a vampire and tore out my mother's throat.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And who was this man?
Carl Eldritch. One-time leader of Prewin. He killed my father in front of me. Helped me hunt my brother Ain after teaching me how to kill leeches.
I like his pronunciation of Ian. Ain. It's not about it, that has. It's much more pronounced, I think.
How are you adapting to immortality?
I feel so powerful it gives me shivers. I could be the greatest vampire hunter ever. Your worst nightmare, in truth.
Will you leave the Guard now that you are what you are?
Are we not creatures of deceit? I could hide my nature from my men, or name a successor. Go my own way. I know not yet my path.
Will you hunt me down?
Not for now. But you had better behave, Doctor, or I may change my mind.
Farewell, my progeny.
Do not stretch your luck, Reid.
I suspect we're gonna have to fight Lord Redgrave, because he didn't do as he asked before.
Leech spotted! Watch out!
Very
fucking beast! Mine! I'll take it.
Which way?
Power of the Lord commands you.
Either way, it's fine. Yeah. So yeah, Beetlejuice, it's a good film. I recommend seeing it. Like the set design is amazing. The set design, the costumes are great. The humor is fantastic. Everything about it is wonderful. It's just, and it is so much like it. It's so appropriate for what it is. It's a bit visceral for I think it was like 12A. So like I think that's like PG-13. I think Jules Across the Pond, but I'm not sure. It's yeah, it's like 12 with adult supervision. It's got a lot of swearing in.
Its effectiveness has.
But I think they're gonna rate it 15. I think they're gonna do like a 15 rated version because there's a lot of swearing in it. I have to get the GIF image of a passport stamp with shit out of luck on it. That was brilliant.
This one's mine!
Don't prove your own first though, bloody hell. But yeah, it's what a game.
Whose blood could be purer than that of William Marshall? Lord Redgrave will have to spare me a trouble.
So you are not welcome.
It's always been your house.
Good evening, Lodge. I won't lie to you.
Venus is poisoning you, Clarence. She wants you dead.
So she really hates me that much now. My poor wife. I had no idea my research would drive her to such extremes.
I'm sorry, Clarence.
Why would you tell me that? First you returned from the dead, and now you tell me my wife is trying to murder me.
You're a stupid bastard, but you're my friend, Clarence. And I don't have many left. I don't want you to die. Not like that.
But I love her. I love my wife. Did I make her suffer that much? Have I become such a burden?
Sir, if you were my husband, I'd poison your tea. Winston Churchill replied, Madam, if I was your husband, I would drink it.
So you have no suspicions about her at all? Nothing in Venus's behavior has seemed odd since you returned.
Frankly, it's my behavior that's been odd. Ever since I got back from the war, she accuses me of being paranoid and delusional.
You need some rest, Clem.
It's not good. I dread grave. Oh yeah, so you still have a pub.
Rats.
I must go.
I'll tell you what, if we're gonna fight Redgrave, I just take a break and I'm gonna. So, excuse me 1 second. I'm just gonna go a wee bit. And I am back. I think what I'm gonna do is once we've defeated Redgrave, end it there, do another part, and that might be the finale. Because this is, yeah.
I'm still persona non grata in the Skal.
End this!
I want to speak with Redgrave.
This guy's using blood abilities, which is really cool. Yeah, and then it's a It's pathetic. He's using the blood shield. It's better. Let's have a shotgun shot. Yeah, 250 bite damage is doing nothing to him. Oh, there he is.
Good evening, Lord Redgrave.
What are you doing here, traitor? I shall smite you for this audacity.
I'm not here to bicker, Lord Redgrave. I can put an end to this epidemic, but I need your assistance to do so.
Good. We've held out thus far, but the time has come to put an end to this crisis. Tell me, what do you need?
The blood of William Marshall.
The blood of William Marshall? Of my maker? Are you mad? This blood is the purest of all. My maker proffered it to me on the battlefield. I cannot hand it to you.
Stop this farce. Marshall never was your maker. I have no idea how you acquired his blood, but I need it now.
I see. Well, in that case, given the gravity of the situation, I suppose I can spare you a drop.
Thank you, my lord.
If you manage to save this city, you'll prove yourself a veritable servant of the crown. So Godspeed, Dr. Reid. Our fate lies wholly in your hands.
Just one more thing. Can I actually get anything from the basement? Was there anything else down here at all? Will this come in handy later? Who knows? The next part will make the antidote. So I'll get us to the hospital. And lives here there. Because soon it will be time for lunch. But I'm not gonna lie. Like, the game has been fun for the most part, but it does piss me off. There's just parts of this game that are just unavoidably, like, irredeemably cack.
Women's right to vote is only the first step.
Yeah. I've had enough. That's just it. That really is it. It's like, I've just had enough in general. A bit. Space Marine I probably want to play throughout the day. For the week. There's absolutely nobody into combat. For fuck's sake.
I ought here to step back.
Yeah, Space Marine I can probably play throughout the week. I can talk a lot about that. I know I've only been doing Vampire on weekends, but yeah. Space Marine, I can only play that because it's excuse me, it doesn't really need me to talk all that much. And it gets me in the mood to paint some models as well. And as my darling works, so I can do repairs with the Combat Patrol magazine. The wizard doesn't do well, she's assembling them. And making her own space cadet force. I still haven't edited the review yet. Yeah. Way behind. Why am I still in combat? Thank you. If I hadn't asked, the game wouldn't have taken me out of it, would it? It's a good job we don't need to go that way, right? So, we're going to end it here once we get to the room. Take a bit of a break, do some little bit of visiting while this is YouTube, and then finish the game. I hope to finish the game anyway. I really genuinely don't want to play much longer. I hate being negative about it, I do, but it's like I'm just tired. I'm just so very tired. So yes, this next part, we will meet the end state. Thank you ever so much for watching, take care, look forward to seeing you in the next and hopefully final part. Stephanie.